Oh, hi. Hang on. Oh. Hello, everyone. My name is Tim, the one and only Child of Mecha, and you're watching the Child of Mecha live stream. Hi. It's Friday, and I'm painting. Oh, shit.
Hi. That's better. How are you, everyone? Welcome. It's Friday, you guys. We got it. We did it. We made it through another week. Fuck yeah. And as if you couldn't tell, I've been painting this fine day. And I'll be painting on the morrow as well. Anyway. You guys. Painting's coming along pretty good. Pretty good. Got all the light gray parts painted. I am about, I don't know, maybe 2/3 the way through the green parts. The green is awesome. I'll show you. I'll get some of the parts over here and we'll take a look at them and stuff like that. But the green, I'm psyched on this shade of green. Looking at it, honestly, since this was a practice build, I just went to my paint rack and I'm like, okay, what do I have the most of? That's literally how I decided what the primary color was going to be. And I had like 4 or 5 bottles of this Mr. Color Field Green number 340. And I was just like, all right, cool, done. Let's do it. We'll slap the frog on there. Done. Right? So I didn't really think much to it. And honestly, I mean, you got one military green. You've seen them all, right? Like, really? Come on. So I'm not really thinking much of like, okay, this green is awesome or anything like that, right? So I start laying it down and I'm like, all right, this could be interesting, right? And then I see some of the dried pieces, like some of the completely cured pieces, and I'm like, yo, this is gonna be fucking awesome. With the light gray, because the light gray is a little on the warmer side too, so it just blends and matches perfectly with the green. We'll take a look at it in just a minute. So, yes. Let's see. George says, howdy, masked man. Howdy, partner. Oh, man. Super said it's, he says it's like he planned it. Ha ha ha. Maybe. George also says, hallelujah. Yeah, well, hey. It is what it is. Let's see. Rami Bro's with us, back with us on YouTube. He says, yo, shout out Mecha. What up, Rami Bro? Zero Kai's with us. What's going on, Nathan? He says, we made it through the week while I'm in scratch building hell. Man, it's not that bad. It could be a lot worse. Our friend Don Zwerg is with us over there on YouTube as well, all the way from Yumping, Germany. He says, what's up, Mecha Frogs? Hey. Orfeo787 is with us also on YouTube. He says, finally caught one live. Hey, Tim. It's Gorn. What's going on, buddy? From Messenger. Thanks for the advice. Sadly, Gunpla project failed. But I sent you some pics of plot plate thingies I made. Nice. Nice. Don says, thanks, Tim, for the tips on the clean contest. Dude, you're welcome. You're welcome. And let me just say this for those of you that went through the clean versus weathered trials. What you see, the person you get on this live stream and like on Mechanism is a completely different person from Judge Tim, right? I'm just laid back. I'm chilling. Hey, let's make some cool stuff together, you guys. Hey, community, whatever, right? But in Judge Tim ain't fucking around. Judge Tim is highly not impressed with your shit. No. I mean, when I'm judging, oh, dude, I get so serious about judging, right? It's just like, I don't know. I just become a completely different person. That is my Mr. Hyde to my Dr. Jekyll, basically. So, take everything that I said during the comments and everything, with sincerity, but with no offense. So, yeah. Yes. Let's see. Don says, I'm not saying that you made big mistakes. Hell no. I take CNC serious. Only this way I can... Oh, yeah, no, and Don, I'm not... Mind you, I'm not pointing the finger at you or anything like that. No. I'm just saying blanket statement for everybody, because I know I was pretty harsh on some of them. But it just is what it is, man. You know, that's Judge Tim. Mr. Travis Chaos is with us. He says, what's up? What's going on, Travis? Let's see. Zero Kai says, extending limbs on a Justa upper torso. Whew, good luck. Let's see. Thomas Staten, I'm so over inclusion, I just can't see Lance Reddick as Albert Wesker. Oh, for the what is it? Resident Evil thing. Yeah. I'm not very familiar with the whole, I don't know. I probably stopped watching the Resident Evil films after like the first two. That's just me. Let's see. George says, I'm offended by your offense. Anyway. Kelvin says, are we to assume that Dredd is in the house? Oh, no. No, sir. No. Not even a little bit. I'm happy right now, dude. I am stoked. Because the paint is coming out great. Like, everything's like super smooth. And I'm glad I put in the extra time to knock out the little imperfections and stuff like that, because that's rehoning where I need to be, for GBWC. And I'm right there. I'm right there, you guys. I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm like, let's get GBWC going, motherfuckers. Let's battle. Oh, it's so much fun. That shit is so much fun. Anyway, Don says, yeah, many people can't understand this. Yeah, comments and criticism. Yeah. He says, but it made me smile when you said, hey, it's my buddy Don. Yeah, man. Come on. Hell yeah. Let's see. Rusty's with us over there on YouTube. He says, always better to be brutally honest than trying to sugarcoat things, especially when it comes to critiquing art. Yeah. And honestly, and I'll be honest with you, opinions are like assholes, guys, and we all have them, but, I'm just saying, in what is, in my opinion, what would make, help someone improve. Because that's what we do here, man. Come on. Kenneth says, who's excited for the Netflix He-Man? Yeah. Yes, sir. Me. But why? And once you see this, you'll never see this. You'll never not see this when you look at the promo art. He-Man's nipples are like 4 feet apart and not placed where they really should be. They're almost damn near under his armpits. Go with that. Just look at the promo art. I dare you. Go ahead. You'll never unsee it. You will never unsee it. Goalie Zero, Mr. Carl's with us over there on Twitch. Happy Friday, you pleb. What's going on, brother? George says, honesty? Absolutely. Brutally? Yeah, well. Bit of column A, bit of column B, maybe, right? Don says, most of the critic points I know before you guys said it, but there is one point I don't understand. Cutting the decal in the panel line. Oh! So, I don't have a good piece to really illustrate my point. So if a decal... Whoa, look at the paint there. And I've actually been painting parts, painting some of the walls in the house here, just touch up and stuff like that. So that's what that's from. I've been painting a lot today, obviously, right? But anyway, I digress. But when a decal goes over a panel line, right? Decals should usually represent graphics and painted on things, right? So if it goes over a panel line and it's floating over that panel line, it completely breaks the realism. What we mean by cutting the decal is when you lay that over the panel line, take a very, very, very sharp X-Acto blade, razor, whatever, and just cut down the panel line where that decal is, basically splitting the decal across that panel line, and then putting some softener on that decal so it just lays down into that panel line, and the panel line shows through the decal, and basically making it look like it was painted on. That's what we kind of meant by cutting the decal. It's you don't see it that often, and it doesn't happen that often. But when it does, it really does kind of just throw your eyes. You notice it, right? Adrian Hunt, good night. All shout out from Trinidad and Tobago. What's up, Adrian? Thank you, buddy, for tuning in. Trinidad and Tobago. I never thought I'd see the day. Excellent. Thank you for watching. Hey, you know what? Since you're all the way out there in Trinidad and Tobago, you get one of these, buddy. Yeah, that one's for Adrian. Nice. Thank you. Orfeo8787. He nipple. Dude, yeah, he nipple. It's seriously his nipples are like 4 feet apart. I don't know. Anyway. Greek Knockos, Mr. Charles, he's over there on Twitch. He's saying evening to Carl. Carl says, pretty sure they molded them after Jason Statham's nipples. They be migrating, yo. Oh, yeah, they are afraid of each other. They are just like, yo, no, you stay over there. I'm going to be over here. Don says, so cutting and softener and not only softener, okay. Yes, basically. Yeah, when it goes across a panel line. Yeah. Because you want that to show through. Yeah, you want it to show through. Let's see. Goalie Zero, Mr. Carl says, oh, God, yes. I keep seeing decals over panel lines, and I want to kick a nun. Yeah, well, who doesn't? Brendan Hayes says, same here. Trini to the bone. Nice. What's going on? I guess I'm big in Trinidad and Tobago. Hey, I never knew. Let's see here. Don says, check. We'll try it next time. Dude, awesome. Superset 5, Mr. Michael's over there on Twitch. He says, none wants to kick you, goalie. So as long as it's not that nun from the Conjuring movies, whew, she'll get you. Kamikaze Plemo's with us over here on YouTube. He says, hey everyone, to be honest, I caught Otaku Builder live on IG tonight. And anyways, what do you think about the Hathaway's Flash release on Netflix? I like it. I mean, I really like it. I love it even. Being a guy that doesn't do subs though, I hope they have the dub ready. They probably won't. Admittedly, they probably won't. But you never know. But still, we get it, and I'll watch it even if it has subs, and I dig it. Seems like Sunrise has gotten some of that Netflix booty, or the other way around, and they just want to keep coming back for more. I like it. Let's get it done. I dig it, man. And Hathaway's Flash looks great, by the way. The animation and everything, real nice looking. Real nice looking. Can't wait. Can't wait for that. Let's see. Don says, do you know a non-frosting flat coat? The one I used was all-clad flat. I mean, most of them don't frost. I mean, as long as you're not like in super, humid environment, right? Don says, I bought today a glass, Mr. Hobby Flat Clear. Maybe that's better. Yes, 100%. Yes, because that's what I use, and it's perfect. It's a lacquer-based clear coat. It's wonderful. It is wonderful. Yes. Just make sure you thin it with Mr. Leveling Thinner. Don, you'll be good to go, and you will never change. You'll never change. Yeah. Be careful of the flat, though, because their flat is very flat. I actually use semi-gloss, held back a little bit as my final flat. But yeah, you should be good to go. Let's see. Colin, Mr. Hi, Craig. He says, evening, everyone. What's going on, Colin? Good to see you, buddy. Let's see. Charles says, how about the COL VGK series? I don't know what that is, Charles. Can you? And if even if I did know, the acronyms are just like. Anyway, Goalie says, "'Twas good rooting for the Isles because chaos." I don't know. Still don't know. Orfeo787 says, trying to make a jig for a tube cutter to engrave lines in small bullets I am making for my minis. It's going to be close. What you could do, so depending on Orfeo, let me show you what I would do. All right. So what you do is you get two pieces of plastic. You make an L on a right angle. It doesn't really matter if it's a right angle, but still, just make it try to be a right angle, right? And then, now this is oh wait, here's a better sized. Yeah, here's a better sized tube. It's just little, right? And you put it right in there, right? And then you can, glue in little stops here, right? And as long as this is flat and you have your little stops in place, you can just spin that around here and scribe into the sides. You don't really need anything crazy complicated or anything like that, right? And then if you wanted to, I mean, you could just pop out the stops in here, if you wanted to, but it's up to you. That's a thought. That's the way I would do it. If I had like really thin, fragile, small tubes like that for minis. So, just a thought. Anyway, Superset says maybe they have it ready for Father's Day. LOL. Maybe. Greek Knocker says, LOL, I'll take NYI VGK series. Might as well just give the cup to VGK then. Still have no idea. Rusty says, anyone know why it's being called Gundam Hathaway now and not Hathaway's Flash? Are they dropping the 3-part series they originally planned or something? Yeah, from what I understand, it's still a trilogy. And I think they shortened it to Gundam Hathaway because people, I think, are more familiar with who Hathaway is rather than... And then I guess the whole Flash word just seemed redundant, I guess. I don't know. I'm guessing at that point, but that's what I'm thinking. But yeah, from what I understand, it's going to be like a 3-part trilogy. So, it should be really interesting. So, yeah, we'll see. Don says, okay, then maybe it was the humid because my work area is in the basement. Ah, yeah. See, that'll frost when it's really really humid. So you could spray it downstairs and then take it upstairs to where it's more or less humid. That's an option. So yeah. Charles Dodge says, if your flat or matte coat frosted, hit it with gloss, then hit it again with the flat matte. The gloss will correct the frosting. That is a good point. Yeah. Don says, I hate semi. When I want flat, I want serious flat. Boom, there. Yeah. He says, oh, really? Good to know. There you go. Greek Knockos Charles says, NHL hockey playoffs, Colorado Avalanche, and Las Vegas Golden Knights, New York. Oh, it's hockey. That's why I don't understand it. Okay. Fair enough. Orfeo says, oh, thanks. I'm doing 90 degree right now. Hey, there you go. Easy peasy, right? Jeremy Russell's with us over here on YouTube. He says, what's your take on perfect grades? That they're not really that perfect. There's some really good ones, obviously. The Astray, the Mark II is really, really good. And there are others. The unicorns, I should say the unicorn family, are, from what I know, really good. I don't build perfect grades. They're just, they're a little bit too much. They're a little bit too much for what I do. It would take me 9 years to build one, and so I just don't have that time or inclination to do it. So, but in terms of the size, yeah, it's great. It's great. But, that's my take. Take it or leave it. Brendan, let's see, Adrian Hunt, he says, hey, what part of TNT you from? Oh, to Brendan Hay, yeah. Stay Trinity together, yo. Anyway, Kenneth says to Don, if you want ready flat coats, you could add 5 to 10% flat base additive. It makes the coats smoother too. That's true. I used to do that back in the day, but I don't mess with that stuff anymore. Let's see. Oh, Superset. Mr. Michael says, question.
We have a question.
He says, thinking on cutting away at the armor on the Master Grade Extreme Unicorn, but just a little bit, like 0.5 millimeter, would that be too much? I don't think so. No. I don't think so. I mean, you got to consider 0.5 millimeter is fairly thin. And that's usually what I use to add armor plating. So if you took that away, yeah, it's not that much. Yeah. Let's see. Kamikaze Plamo says perfect grades, arm and a leg. Hey. He says the perfect grade Unleashed looks super straightforward. Yeah, that's the one. That's one I didn't think of. The Unleashed one looks really really good. Love the proportions of that one. Yeah. Jeremy Russell says, I've seen the Mark II built. Agreed. Yeah, no, I think of all the perfect grades, I think they got the proportions and everything on the Mark II just right. The unicorns, you could get nitpicky in those, but I think the Mark II is just looks nice. Looks real nice. And if I ever did venture into the world of perfect grades, that'd probably be the one I'd head to first. So Don says Astray, Strikes, Unicorns, Exias are fine. Oh, of course the PGU. Yeah, bingo. He says downside on the PGU are the fixed hands. I don't know. Fixed hands aren't that bad. I mean, I put fixed hands on all my models basically, except for airdrop. So yeah. Let's see. Rusty says, I looked into it and it's still called Senku no Hathaway. Hathaway's Flash in Japanese. They just shortened it in English, but the theme song is also called Senku. Okay, so there we go. Yeah. Let's see. Perfect Grade X here are good too. Okay, there you go, Kenneth. Good stuff. All right. Shit, we haven't even done the business part of things yet, you guys. It's Friday and I'm slacking on my stuff. Okay, so anyway, let's get the business part out of the way first, and then we'll look at some parts and go from there. If you are interested in any of the tools and materials that we work with on a daily basis, man, there's an Amazon link below here in the description. Hit the link. Take a look at the stuff on there. I do get a bit of a commission based off the stuff that you buy, but it does not increase the cost for you. It just goes to help support the stream. A lot of cool stuff in there. Like I said, all the tools and materials that we use on a nightly basis, gear for photography and streaming, the stuff that I use, books for inspiration. I love all the books, and they're just, I probably have 99% of them. Yeah. So go stock up on that. Take a look. Awesome stuff in there. I'm adding stuff all the time, and yeah, it's just a good thing. Aside from that, we're rocking the Titans tonight. I guess it seemed fitting because the Quel and everything, but the Quel's not going to necessarily be in Titans colors or even a Titans unit, but I digress. But if you want a Titans shirt, man, go hit up www.chowdermecha.com. Hit the store button up at the top. You will find this shirt and many more. Hats, prints of my work, all sorts of fun stuff in there. The Mecha Decal series, Insignia series is up there. The Ace Pilot series is up there. You'll definitely find something that you want. Go take a look. And then lastly, if you are interested in really showing your support for what we do here, go hit up the Chowder Mecha Patreon. A lot of cool stuff going on over there. Giveaways, hangouts, tons of exclusive posts, a bunch of pictures that don't make it over to the normal social media channels, a lot of walkthroughs and workflows and things like that. So definitely go check it out. And lastly, if you are interested in kits, tools, paints, accessories, Mecha Decals, sheets 4, or 1, 2, and 3 are out now, 4 soon. Hit up USA Gundam Store. Our fine friends down there, along with Adam, will definitely have what you need. So, with that being said, Orpheus says, I only got 2 real grades. One was Exia, hard to position for a shoot, very delicate, not a fan of the real grades. Something always breaks. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of real grades either. That's just I like master grades. That's where my heart is. Footy B always says, Tim made perfect grade Mecha Decals. Did I? Charles with the store link. Thank you, Charles, over there on Twitch. Kamikaze Plamo says, the Katoki kits. What do you recommend from Hajime Katoki? Almost everything. Honestly, almost everything. The Verka line is just really, really good. The original, Gundam Verka definitely has, definitely does not live up to the rest of them. Let's put it that way. Mainly because that was the first one, and they were testing the waters, and they didn't know what they were doing, and essentially it's just a repurposed GM Type C from back in the 90s. So it's not that great. So if you love that mobile suit, that version of, especially the Katoki version, which I do, get it. You won't be disappointed. It's just not up to snub with modern, Verkas. But in terms of which ones are good, new Verka, the Faz, Sananju Stein, you name it. They're all pretty much really good. But those are the top 3, if in my opinion. Let's see. Rusty says, I have a real grade crossbone, and it's tiny but great. We'll be getting the real grade Sazabi soon to see other end of the real grade spectrum. Yeah, no, the from what I've heard, the real grade Sazabi is very, very good. Oh, yes, Sazabi Verka. Sorry, Jeremy. Yes, thank you for reminding me. I appreciate that. Don says, question. Come on.
We have a question.
He says, about your decals, for what are the rectangles with 0 to 1 on... yeah. Pretty much anything. You can put them on shields, you can put them on tanks, you can put them on basically whatever. They're just nice big designs that you can come up with a creative placement on. I just make up designs and I put them out there to the world. People find ways to use them. So, no, I was thinking like, basically like they were unit numbers for like Zaku shields or something like that, or, tanks or something like that. You could put them on the side of a leg or something like that, a shield, whatnot. So those were kind of the ideas that floated in my head when I designed that, Don. So, yeah, they're for nothing specific, but options. Let's see, Superset over there on Twitch. It's a huge it's in AU colors. Flippin' nasty. Should have went federal colors. No. Charles says, yeah, the real grades about 22 and older are a real pain in grenades. After 23, 24, and newer, they are much better about holding up posing. Yeah. Rusty says early real grade syndrome. Yeah. Ultraman Dino's with us, Mr. Luis. He says, good evening, everyone. I finally made it to a live stream. What's up, Luis? Good to see you, buddy. Don says, to be honest, the Sinanjus are not good. The normal versions are better. I like the Stein so much. The Sinanju Stein Verka. Oh, such a good kit. That's what the Aussie is based on. That was the base kit of that. It's such a good kit. Such a good kit. I'd build that. I'd build that in Justice. For the rest of my life, I'd be happy, man. Yeah. There, I said it. Yeah. Let's see. Kenneth says it's time for Gundam Verka 2.0 treatment like the new Wing Gundam. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think that would be really, really nice to get a Gundam Verka 2.0. And I'm not a big, mind you guys, I'm not a big 2.0, kind of guy. A lot of the models that have been made in previous years are perfectly fine. And with a little work, they're amazing. But, yeah, I think the new Verka, or the Gundam Verka, listen to me, 2.0 would be welcome. Yeah. Miguel's got damn. Miguel's got a question for us.
We have a question.
He says, some time ago you mentioned official Bandai logos on Mecha Decals or something of the sort. Any update on that? Yeah, Miguel. You don't follow me on Instagram or anything, do you? You should, because I've posted about it in the last week or two. But anyway, I'll let it slide this time. Yeah, so the Fetty decal sheet is probably about 2/3 the way done. And then I'm going to start on the Xeon sheet after that. The awesome thing about the Mecha Decals Fetty sheet is that they are being designed and sized in such a way that they will work seamlessly with the Mecha Decal original insignias. Yes. So those will work together. So the awesome thing about Mecha Decals is that you can combine decals from different sheets and come up with your own unique individual decal configuration. And it's going to be awesome. And I can't wait for you guys to see these, because I think I've come up with some pretty cool damn designs, if I do say so myself. So, yeah. So that's it's a waiting game right now. Yeah, it's a waiting game right now. Let's see. Luis says, I have 2 questions, Tim. Okay, let me reload the button here.
We have a question.
He says, number 1, Tim, so you are a judge in an online build contest from Dubai. Yes, Otaku ME Builders Cup 2021 Virtual Edition. I am judging the Gundam category along with Naoki, the man himself. Yes. And then Luis says, number 2, can you help me understand the difference between Mr. Hobby's clear coats and the And the different clears in the small paint bottle line. Yes, absolutely. So, it's actually pretty simple, Luis. The ones, the ones in the little can, the Mr. Top Coats, those are acrylic based. The ones in the gray cans, which are a little bit bigger, Mr. Super Clear, and also the ones in the bottles, those are lacquer based. There is the normal stuff, and then there's the UV cut. The UV cut has an additive to protect from sun bleaching, yellowing, stuff like that. So that's really the only difference between the two. But, yeah, so the kind that you get in the jars and the kind that you get in the gray, bigger cans, the Mr. Super Clears, those are the same thing. Just one's in a rattle can, one's in a bottle, and not thinned. Those are all lacquer based. The ones in the small blue rattle can, the Mr. Top Coat, those are acrylic based. That's all it is. Pretty straightforward, honestly. Don says, thought it was for shields. Yeah, there you go. Kamikaze Plamo says, Sinanjo and Neo Zeong, of course, but the Neo Zeong will not be a good investment unless you have the space for the kit. Yeah. Don says, I like the Reaper decal on sheet 4. Thank you. That was a last minute addition, actually. Funny enough, for those of you that seen the full decal sheet over there on Patreon, which, by the way, I gave the patrons a full preview for decal sheet 4. The Reaper and the Barracuda were both 2 last second additions. I had 2 other decals, 2 other insignia design, but I wasn't really happy with them. So I came up with these 2 new ones, replaced them at the last second, snuck them in, and I think they really are a lot better. Yeah, a lot better. So, thank you. Let's see. Don says, yeah, but on the narrative Stein, you have more options with guns. If the Verka would have it, that would be the best Sinanju. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. I don't know. I just like the design of the Stein. That's just me. Adrian Hunt says, regular Sinanju Verka had the ABS inner frame with very stiff joints. Gotcha. Miguel Crespo, I do follow. I just remember the preview sheet 4, though. Oh, Miguel, go back, man. You'll see the little tweaks and stuff that I made to the EFSF logo, with the typeface and everything. And you'll see the Fetty logos matched with the Mecha Decal insignias. So, yeah, check it out. Let's see. Julio. Mr. Clippin' Knobs. What up, Prime Master Flex? What up, MC Doodoo? Kenneth says, will Tim make some number decal in different types of fonts? Yes. 100% yes. In time. And I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm actually designing my own fonts. Yeah. I have one font that I have created myself. And it's nothing crazy, but it's a font that I made myself, and it looks cool. And I think, on a decal sheet, it would be really cool, and I think you guys would really like it. So there, I said it. Let's see, Ultraman Dyna. Luis says, so which should I use if I use lacquer paints? Oh, dude, use Mr. Super Clear all day long. That's all I use in terms of clear coats. Mr. Super Clear, either the gray rattle cans or the bottles. Just stick with that, you'll be fine. Yeah. Pabs is with us. He says, what is up? What up, Pabby? Good to see you, buddy. All right, so let's get some parts. Let's look at these colors and how these surfaces came out, because like I said, I am very, very, very pleased with how these parts have come out. The surface prep was time well spent. Yeah. Need a drink, though. All right, stay right there. Don't y'all move. All right, so let's get the field monitor going here. And so I can see what the hell is going on my screen without having to look at my screen, right? Let's see. Come on, buddy. Menu. Boop, boop. Done. Boop. Over. Yep. Done. Okie dokie. Let's zoom out just a... I think that's good. All right, so let's go camera 2. Hey. All right, so these are the light gray parts right here. Like I said, these look really good, and they're a little on the warmer tone of the spectrum, which I really, really, really like quite a lot. Now, if you remember, this was the piece here, the inner part of the shield that we had to fix, right? Because there was that overshot on the panel line and everything there. But this came out really, really nice. And you can see just how ultra, ultra smooth that is. You can even see the sheen. And this thing is flat, right? But you can still see the sheen there, the highlight across the shield as I move it in the light. That's just, man, it looks so good. It looks so good. All these parts look really, really nice. So all the gray, all the light gray parts are done, and everything. Those are painted 100%. Now, for the green parts, ta-da! The green parts, ooh, look at that. Look at how nice that is. Now, it's looking at the screen and looking at that screen, it doesn't do the green justice. This green, I don't know, in my opinion, it just really, really pops, right? Very, very, very military, right? And then you couple, and I'm not gonna put these two together in any solid way, but oh, look at that color combination right there, you guys. What? Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. That just looks so good right there. Come on. I am so digging this. Julio says, but no thanks for Julio. I see how it is. All about Pabs. Actually, Julio, Don thanked me before you guys jumped on too, so it's just all about me and Pabs. Technically, we were the judges, after all, right? Shit. Let's see. Rusty says, back when I was a Photoshop teacher, one lesson I wrote was on how to make a font. Nice. Everyone just did their own handwriting, which was rather boring and lazy. That is fucking lazy. It takes a lot of work to make a font. A lot of work. Let's see. Chris says, name your font Schmeckles. No. Don says, sexy green tone. Belted Earl, that light gray has some brown tones in it. I like it. Rusty says, nice and earthy. Julio says, fuck you too, Tim. Miguel says, put on some damn gloves. All them fingerprints is making me nervous. Dude, I washed my hands very, very well before I jumped on. So, no oil, no touchy faces, nothing like that. Yeah. Let's see. Adrian Hunt says, looks a lot like the Full Armor Gundam Green. Yeah, no, I love this green, man. It's nice. Belter Earl says, yeah, earthy, nice. Julio says, you ain't even want to do it. Well, I didn't want to do the shows because they're boring. And fucking Care Bear sessions. I wanted to judge. I just didn't want to have a fucking Care Bear session like, oh, you did great. Anyway, I digress. It was still fun, though. Let's see. Louis says, I like these colors. Pab says, Julio just can't enjoy the ride. LMAO, right? Don says, I have no clue who in the chat was giving the tips in the stream. Calvin says, man, when you put on enamel liner, that will pop. No, it really will. And you put on, like, white decals up here. And, like, I'm thinking, like, the dark gray decals in the lighter the lighter shade, and I'm gonna add, you know, some gray accents up on the main part of the shield. But I think all in all, this came out really good. I think it came out really, really good. So I'm very happy with this right now. Very happy indeed. Anyway, let's see. Don says only Julio, but he had an issue with the cam. Always. But we love Julio, man. MC Doodoo, come on. He's the best. There we go. Anyway, so that's what the shield looks like, right? So let's get these two separated here. Get these over yonder. Now I'm gonna really drive Miguel crazy here because I'm actually handling the head. But look at that green on the Quel head. Oh, with that orange visor in the middle there, that is going to look awesome. Yeah, that's gonna look great. Super happy with how this is turning out. I mean, the paint just came out immaculately smooth. Like here's one of the calf armor, right? And you can just see the sheen in it, right? The highlight. Look how smooth that is. There's not a speck, and Pabby will be happy about this. Not a speck of lint or dust in the entire thing. Not a single one. Trust me, I checked. Here's the front part of the chest. That'll look really nice with those light gray vents here and those light gray inserts. Have a nice white little skull on here. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. That will look awesome. And then check this out. So boom. Have a little cockpit hatch there. That's gonna look so good. That's gonna look really, really nice. Really, really nice. Front skirts, and it's gonna have that little cube armor thing on there in light gray. And then I'll paint these two little inserts down here, kind of that light gray, maybe even a different shade of that gray. Ooh, but I'm gonna have to go back and take a look at these parts because it looks like in some places maybe these might need another coat. I know I had to do that on the leg parts. Ooh, yeah, and it's super light right here on this part of the shield. So I'm gonna have to go back and take a look at these parts and make sure we have proper saturation on these things, because in the lighting in my spray booth, there's just one, you know, like CFL light going across there, right? And it's hard sometimes to see and make sure you have complete coverage on a part. So just one of those things. But let me go get the other parts, the other green parts here, and let's take a look at those too. Hang on just a second. Come on, damn it. Stupid thing. Hang on, folks. One more part. Boop. There we go. All right. Here we are. Okie dokie. So, let's see here. So here's the main leg part, and I won't drive. I'm not going to drive Miguel crazy here. I promise you, Miguel. So what I'm going to do. There. Handle it with tweezers, right? Let's get zoomed in a little bit more on this, and you guys can see a little bit better on this guy, right? Ooh, look at that. Look at the sheen, especially there right in here, right? How just nice and smooth that is. Ooh, almost flicked it out there. Just nice and clean. And then, let's see. Here's the other one. Focus. Come on. Damn it. There we go. There too, you can see just stupid smooth, right? Just all the work in surface prep really worked out well. So very happy with that. Very happy indeed. Ooh, yeah, let's take a look at this part right here because I'm interested to see what this looks like. Yeah. So this is the part here. This is the part of the forearm. Has that remember, has that photo etch part right there, right? Look at that. Stupid smooth. Stupid smooth. But man, look at that. That just blends in so well. Now, the trick is, like I said, I hit that before I laid down any primer. I hit this with a shot of Mr. Metal primer, right? Sprayed that on and waited for that to cure. And then, after that was nice and done, sprayed over top of it with Mr. Surfacer, right? And then painted like normal. Easy peasy. It just, yeah, this looks really good. And then once the accents are painted and once decals are on here and panel line, oh, this is going to look nice, you guys. And then here is, let's see, the front part of the shoulder. Look at that. Just smooth as a baby's ass. Panel lines look nice and crisp. The notches in there are really popping. Everything is good. Even paint the inside. Just for protection, mind you. Just for protection. I prime, I paint every little bit of the part, right? You can even see in here, look. Even on the inside of some of these parts, or on most of these parts, they're all painted 100%. Look at that. Even on the inside of the armor. You're never going to see the inside of that armor, but it's still painted and primed. Still painted and primed. Now, you may be asking yourself, Tim, isn't that a gigantic waste? I would say no. I would argue no. Because when you go to panel line these things, 9 times out of 10 you're going to use an enamel-based panel liner, right? Panel lining fluid is notoriously aggressive on Bandai plastic if left unchecked, right? So if you let it pool or gather in copious amounts in places on a part, it'll weaken that part and it could shatter. And it may not happen right away either. It could be months down the line. It could snap on you in an instant, right? But, and this is my philosophy, but if you have those parts significantly and thoroughly coated in either primer or paint, it helps protect that. Think about it just like a car, right? You look on the inside of your car door, you know, like when you open your car door where the mechanism and everything is, it's painted, right? And it's clear coated. And even if you took off the inside panel of your door, if you took that right off of the door, you'd see the entire inside of that door was painted, primed, painted, and clear coat. Why do they do that? It's to protect it from rust, actually. Yeah. If the metal can't oxidize, there's no rust. Easy peasy, right? So, in my thought process, if that panel lining fluid can't get to the bare plastic, the chances of it breaking are going to be a lot less. So, that's my philosophy. And if I have to waste, you know, maybe a half a bottle more on priming and painting, and these are like $3 a piece, if I have to waste, say they're even $4 a piece or $5 a piece, I'll gladly spend that $1.50 to $2.50 to make sure that my model is protected for the long run. Just a thought, right? When you think about it, it makes sense. Just saying. It's worth it. It's worth it. Yeah. Let's see. Kenneth, Kenneth said, add hologram sheet in the visor. Nice. See, I was thinking about that, but the orange in the visor is so nice too. And then if I paint the inside like a bright silver or something like that, that'll just make it pop even more. And panel line it and everything, and you get all of the nice, you know, mechanical looks behind it. It'll just look so nice, right? So I don't think that I'm gonna do the hollow visor thing, but yeah. Miguel wants to know, are you hand brushing or airbrushing on enamel details? So Miguel, I don't paint on any enamel details. I just panel line with like an enamel based, you know, Mr. Panel lining fluid. That's all the enamel I ever use. But for painting details and everything, I do not hand paint at all. Not even a little bit. Everything is airbrushed. Everything. So I will meticulously mask and paint everything. Yeah. It's tedious and terrible, but so worth it in the end. Yeah. Mr. Ultraman Dinah Louise says, did you use semi-gloss? What? Oh yeah, 340 is a semi-gloss. That might have something to do with it, right? But it's still damn smooth. Hey. Kind of says leveling thinner works best. Yes, I love Mr. Leveling Thinner. Julie says, very nice. I like. Thank you, Julius. Nightmare 440. Is that Austin? I think that's Austin. LOL, just for protection. LMFAO. Hey. Gotta protect it. Sam Mel says, yeah, I made the mistake of not doing that. Then when I put them together, I found out that some of it showed. Had to go back and fix it. LOL. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Kenneth says, you never know which angle parts will expose. Yeah, exactly that too. Exactly that too. Julius says, question.
We have a question.
He says, did you recess the photo etch vent part on the arm or just lay it on top of the part? No, it is just surface mounted. It is not recessed. It is just surface mounted. Yeah. Excuse me. Whew, demons. Miguel says, it's official. Chowder Mecha is afraid his kits will rust. Either that or break from the panel lining fluid. Yeah. Oh, damn it, Austin, I'm sorry. That's my bad, dude. Let's see. Where did we leave off? Rusty says, everyone knows Gundarium alloy doesn't corrode. Yeah, that too. Julio says, yo, how is Tim almost finished and you ain't even get to the toes yet, Miguel? Right? Anyway. Greg Blair's with us. He says, hey, yo! What's going on, Greg? Julio says, yo, Tim, you snapped a nut yet? Snapped your nut yet? No, I'm saving my nuts, Julio, for a later date. Hopefully I can find a nice young lady to help me with my nuts. All 4 of them. Here, you paint this. Anyway, that was stupid and juvenile, but still funny. Greg Blair says, just fixed the radiator in my car. Night from Hell. By the way, I'm hyped about the new He-Man Mark Hamill playing the voice of Skeletor's Clutch. Yes, it is. It's going to be awesome. Miguel says, Julio, shut your damn mouth. I'm almost done, you hooligan. Chris says, are you noticing a pattern yet, Miguel? Right. LOL. Austin? Close, man. My name is a city in Texas. Hey. Miguel says, that Julio is a toxic member of the Gundam community. Yes, 100%. He says, you fucking right. Sam L. Julio will help you with them. Yeah, for real, right? Julio would help me with my nuts. Sheesh. I don't know if that's help I want, though. I don't know if that's help that I particularly want at that point. You know? Julio, I don't need your help. I don't want your help. Go help somebody else with their nuts. Get away from my nuts. Oh, man. But yeah, some of these, yeah, see, look at this. Okay. So, oh, no, here's a better example, I think, right here. So, like I said, some of these, it's hard to see, especially when the paint is wet. But, shit. You can see a little bit on this one. On the flat part there on the field, the paint is a bit splotchy. Just because it just needs a second coat. That's all there is to it. So keep an eye on that, especially for darker colors like this green and stuff like that. The color black. If you paint your mobile suits, which you fucking shouldn't. But take a look at it after the paint is cured and make sure that you have proper coverage. Because especially, and this is especially true, when you put 2 parts together, right, that are the same color, and if for some reason that the saturation or coverage of those 2 parts are different, they're going to look weird together, right? So luckily, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Yeah. Not too shabby. Not too shabby, Pabby. Not too shabby. But then, yeah, see, this is a little splotchy, and I find that it's in, I find that it's in the parts that have larger flat surfaces like this, because when I lay down my wet coat, it's all, you know, it all looks fine. You know, when you lay down your wet coat, and that's what you should do. You should lay down a mist coat first, right? Just to get the part kind of tacky, and then go back, rotating the part and everything, and then spray down your heavier wet coat. So in a wet coat situation, everything looks fine, right? Not. It might not be. Ooh, and I just noticed something here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Ah, the inside of that fork. Look at that. You can see the color difference between the primer and that warm gray. Look at that between the two. Ah, damn it. All right, so I'm gonna have to go back and give that a second coat too. That sucks. And it's the gray. This gray was particularly cumbersome in terms of getting coverage because it was so close to the primer color, right? So you really, really had to look and kind of pull back from the spray booth and hold it under different light to make sure you got the proper coverage and all of that in it too. So there's a point, I guess, that I just missed, and then I'll have to go back and repaint. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. So I'm gonna hold off on masking until I know all these parts are completely good. Let's see here. Don says, only if Pabs is coming to the con. Which con, though? The one in Germany? The one that I want to go to? I don't know. Greg Blair says, oh no, Tim said the B word, black. It's okay. With black, he means German gray, trust me. Damn right. Very, very dark gray. Yes, sir. Kenneth says, what if you overlayer until it's too dark compared to others? That's so I get what you're saying, Kenneth, but it's not the paint doesn't work like that. You can only get a paint as dark as it naturally is, right? So, for instance, let me illustrate this. So, this green, right, in here, that's the darkest it'll ever be. It can't get any darker than that, no matter how many layers you layer on top of it. You could paint this thing 1,000 times, and it could look like a chocolate dipped Oreo, and it would get no darker than this color right here, right? But if you don't paint it enough, then obviously the underlying primer can show through. You have light spots, right? But the paint doesn't necessarily work like that. It doesn't necessarily get darker as more paint you put on, right? So it can only there's a maximum darkness for paint, and that's its natural color. So, Pab says, which con? The Gundam Con you have no time for. Oh yeah. Pab says, Tim, if you put that in the shield, will it be hidden? Actually, no. The forks, no. They actually, unfortunately, show at the end. So I do have to go back and I have to paint that little bit. Sucks, but what are you going to do? I'll just paint that when I go to paint like accent colors on the green parts and stuff. It's not going to be a big deal. Let's see. Julius has got a question for us.
We have a question.
Sarge. He says, do you go through all the parts with just doing a mist coat and then go through them again for the wet coat, or do you do the wet coat immediately after the mist coat? Yes, I go immediately. So this is basically what I would do. Let me show you here. Oof. All right. So this is just for illustrative purposes, right? So you got your part on you got your part on your holder here, right? And airbrush, I would go with a light mist coat over every little bit of this, even on the inside and everything. Just mist and mist and mist and mist, 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 mist. Very light, getting some color down, right? And then you would start the process immediately over again, and then, you know, because you want that paint to be tacky, not dry. And lacquer paint dries very, very quickly. 5-10 minutes, you're done, basically. So, you know, you just completely, you know, you're still, you know, rotating this thing around, spinning it at all sorts of different angles, just laying paint down, making sure you get all the little nooks and crannies, all the little angles, all the different sides of things, all of that, right? And then once you're done, you should have a nice wet coat built up on this part. And then if you did it right, which I didn't in some places, practice build, then you should be good to go. Let this cure. Since this is all lacquer based, right? The primer is lacquer, the paint is lacquer. I have no problem with these parts rattling around like this. You've seen me do this before with Airdrop. You've seen me do it with the Blue Destiny. You've seen me do it with a bunch of other ones, right? I have zero qualms about tossing these parts in this box and having them rattle against each other. None whatsoever. So I put all the parts in here, and then afterwards I will pop my visor on and inspect each part meticulously, right? For proper coverage, for any lint that might have, you know, attached to the surface, anything like that, I will be meticulous about it. Because, I mean, honestly, it has to be perfect. So the only way you're going to be, the only way you're going to get it perfect is if you are incredibly meticulous about it. So yeah. Yeah, all at one time. You don't want that mist coat to dry. You want that to be tacky, because that's the secret to getting the paint to really stick well. Is that tacky mist coat? It's kind of like a binder almost. And since it's lacquer, it all chemically bonds together at that point. So, yeah. Pab says, I have plans to be at SCGMC. Excellent. Miguel says, what are you taking to SCGMC? He says, a lot of pills to get through the day. Ooh. Probably Southwest. Ba-dum-bum. Fucking Miguel. Let's see. Pabs, or fucking Pabs. Miguel says, oh, it's that type of party. Well, it can be. Julia says, I'm thinking about going, but not sure yet. Would like to meet you in person. Why would you want to meet Pabs? He's boring. All he does is sit in the corner and eat digestives. Like, I'm kidding. Don says, wait, you said you have no time for it. Okay, now time. Julio will get your nuts, so hide them. Whoa! Get Tim's nuts, I guess. Hey, now. Chris says, except if you're using Anchorette, takes 1 hour to dry. Whew, really? Damn. Rough. Not into that, but it is what it is. Forrest Ghost is with us over there on YouTube. He says, how do you ensure no dust settling on the finish? Do you put your parts in a dryer? No, actually. It's a cat and mouse game with dust. You know, it's a cat and mouse game, because if you had watched, if you'd seen the last live stream, you saw me literally sanding out dust and stuff like that from the primer layer, right? And I had to reprime some parts and things like that, some scratches and things that I might have missed, and just, you know, overall, just, you know, defects in the surface, right? So, you know, you do have to, unfortunately, play a cat and mouse game with that. You have to keep it you have to keep running from the dust, essentially. But what I find is that the dust isn't that bad, and then if you do happen to get, you know, a piece of dust fall on your part as it's drying, and mind you, this is lacquer, so the chances of that happening are very, very low, because it cures super quick. It flashes very, very quickly. So I don't worry about dust too much when the parts are drying, curing, whatever you want to say. It's more in spraying. You know, the dust will fly in the path of the spray and plaster on it. And I find some parts are worse than others. There was one part that one of the thruster bells. Oh, it was just dust city, man. I literally had to put it in my drill, and I had to put the spindle in the drill and spin the thing and sand it that way because it was so dusty. I almost had to take the thing down to bare plastic again, but I got it fixed and it looks great. But no, I mean, like I said, dust is a cat and mouse game. Chances are it won't be an issue, especially with a lacquer style of primer and paint and stuff like that. But there's always those times, right? And if you do happen to get dust in your primer, not a big deal because it's the base coat. Sand it down, with a high grit sandpaper down to smooth, reprime. If you get it into your paint, again, not a huge deal because you can paint over that. Or you can take some very high grit wet sandpaper and wet sand that, and you should be fine. Even if it gets into your clear coat, you can do the same thing. High grit wet sand will take that back down to square zero, and you should be good. But dust isn't that bad, all things considered. So, good question. Kenneth says, so it seems not worrying for dust on micro hair on wet paints. Yeah, I'm not all that worried about it. Looking at the paint, looking at the base colors and everything like that, I have not seen any dust. Now, mind you, I haven't put on, my visor and really inspected it too much. But yeah, I mean, it's part of the process. It just is what it is. I mean, there's dust everywhere. Unless you have, a zero pressure or high pressure or whatever style room, like a zero dust room or something like that, which most of us don't. Probably none of us do. Then dust is always going to be something that you have to think about. So, yeah. Don says, speaking of cats, how do you keep your paint job cat hair free? Easy. I don't let my fucking cats down here. And it's just, I don't let the cats down in the basement. And that's where my studio is. That's where I am right now. I'm down in the basement, and I do not let the cats down here ever. Ever. Number one rule. Never, never, never. Now, again, that may be something that's not feasible for some. I get it. Again, it's like it's like the dust thing. You gotta take it as it comes, right? You gotta jump that hurdle when you get to it, basically, right? Brush your cats too. Don't let them shed in your place. Throw your cat out the window. I don't know. You just got to deal with it, just like dust. Yeah. Let's see. Pab says to Don, a nice anti-static brush or a clean makeup brush before painting works well. There you go. He says also some paper towels wet with water on the spray booth floor helps catch dust. Miguel says, best advice of the night, Chris Pabs. Debatable. Don says, yeah, I use a water sprayer to mist my work area before, but cat hairs are freaking nasty. Yeah. Forrest Ghost says, glad to know we all struggle. Yeah, man. He says, I miss the area too. It helps. That's an option. Yeah. Pab says, in my haze, sometimes I give good advice. Do you, though? Do you? Anyway. I kid, Pabby. I kid Pabby. Pabby's a good boy. Pabby's a good boy. But yeah, let's look at this right here. Look at this right here. Gotcha. One of that. Oh, get a little crud off of there. Oof. Look at that. Look how smooth that is. You guys. Now remember, the thing about this part is there were 2 molded in details down here at the bottom. Whoop, it'd be good if it was on screen. There were 2 molded in details down here at the bottom that I filled in with plastic strip. And you can't even tell that they were there. Super nice. Super nice. I like this green. I like this green, you guys. I really, really do. I might have to use this green more often. I hate to say it. I might have to use this green a lot more often because I do like this a lot. It is very, very military, you know? Very military. Look, there's the focus. There's the shoulder joint. It should be this way. It's upside down. Get that out of the way. But yeah, here's the shoulder joint. That looks pretty good. Little dust from being in the box, not a big deal. You just brush that off. No biggie. Oh, and you know what? One thing that I completely slipped my mind. Talking about dust. Okay, so this is one of the big things. When you are when you have your part and you know you're airbrushing and everything, one thing that I always do. This is a double action. This is not a single action, so you can press down and you just get clean air, right? I will spray the part with just clean air. I will spray every inch of this part just to get any dust or debris or whatever off of this part before I pull that trigger back. So that's one of the big things that I've noticed is that spraying, you know, just clean air onto the part definitely helps lower the chances of dust getting into the paint job. So, yeah. Let's see. Kenneth says, once you have cats, cat fur is everywhere. Not down in my basement. Hey. And I have short hair cats too, so I don't have those long, like, furry things, but yeah. Chris Pab says, Pabby serves master well, yes? I want to pat Pabby on his head. Don says, yeah, even in cat-free areas 2 levels below your apartment. Hey. Ultraman Dinah Louise says, green is my favorite color. Dude, it's becoming my favorite color, man. Like, I'm really digging this green. I don't know why. Just, yeah. Belted Earl, he's got a question for us.
We have a question.
Earl says, hey, Tim, do you ever paint a camo color scheme? I haven't. And I don't know. I don't know if I ever would. I don't see a time where I would. Maybe if I do some sort of like, you know, military vehicle or something like a tank or a Jeep or something like that. Maybe. But on a mobile suit, definitely not. I just don't think they work on mobile suits. Come on, mobile suits are just so freaking big. It's just like, I don't know. It just seems inefficient to me. You know, that's just me. So, I have not, and I don't know if I ever would. So, simple answer, Earl. Pab says, is that a gravity feed? Can't believe the one and only is holding one of those. Oh, yeah, dude. It's my little Iwata Neo. I don't use it often. That's why I have it, you know, sitting. That's why I had it sitting over there for demonstration purposes. But, yeah, it's just, you know, my little Iwata Neo. Cheap little $50 brush. And it's cool, you know. It's definitely not not my preference in terms of painting. I definitely am a hardcore siphon feed guy. But yeah, this isn't bad. It's a cute little thing, for detail gradients and stuff like that, if you're into that. So yeah. Superset 5, Michael Dawson over there on Twitch, he's got a question.
We have a question.
He says, if paint shoots out of the airbrush when only air should shoot out, the needle, is the needle not in far enough, or is it in too far? It's not in far enough, Michael, or it could possibly be bent. I would venture to say the more common issue it's not in far enough. You don't, and this is the thing with setting your needles, is that if you put that needle in too far, it could become stuck when you try to pull back the trigger. Been there, done that, hundreds of times. So you want to make sure that the needle is set in there just right. So when I reassemble my airbrush, I'll set the needle and I'll pull back the trigger a few times just to make sure that it's not, getting caught up or anything like that. So it's a trial and error. But more than likely it's not in far enough. That's what she said. Julio says, now you know why I paint shit green. Fair. That's fair, Don. That's fair, Julio. Yeah. Don says, don't give Pabs too much pla, otherwise he will be a free Pabby. Tim Hawkins gave Pabby a sock. Pabby's a free elf. Oh, God. Michael says, I know it's not Ben, thanks. You are welcome, Michael. Anytime, buddy. Anytime, man. All right. So, let's take a look at some of the... Let's take a look back at some of the great parts, right? Yeah. Let's look at some of these. Racha. Like the Craftsman. Do any of you guys watch the Craftsman? I don't watch him much anymore, but... Because he kind of he leaned on a little bit too much with the voice. But I liked his earlier videos. He was very entertaining and very knowledgeable in what he did, and it's pretty interesting. Anyway, here is focus. There we go. Look at that, the front part of the leg. I mean, that already looks panel lined, basically. Yeah, Julio. Okay, we're gonna stop right here, and we're gonna talk about Sweet Tooth. Yeah, Sweet Tooth on Netflix is good. It's really good. I haven't watched the last episode yet, but Sweet Tooth is really good, you guys. Really good. The producers are Robert Downey Jr. and his wife, and it's based on I think it was a DC graphic novel, something like that. But it's really good. Really, really good. Effects are good. The makeup is good. Yeah. Julio, I agree with you. Sweet Tooth is fire. Yeah. And the first episode of Loki. Oof. First episode of Loki was awesome. A lot of fun. It just that had me. That had me from minute one, man. I was just like, "Yep, I'm in it. I'm in this. This is good. Let's go. Let's keep it moving. I like it." Miguel says, "You paint, Julio?" He says, "Nah, I don't. Do you?" Miguel says, "Mr. Snap builds," and Julio's like, "That's all I do. And Gundam markers." Miguel's like, "Same." Yeah, well. Don Zwerger says, "All right, guys, time to get some sleep. Apartment is now cool enough. We had today 95 Fahrenheit here, and my apartment is under the roof. The AC is running the entire night. and took 6 hours now. Oh, brutal. Don, good night, buddy. Take care, man. Thank you for watching. Kenneth says Loki is fun. Julio says they better pick up more seasons. I'm invested. Oh, and Sweet Tooth? Yeah, definitely. Don says, yeah, I love Sweet Tooth too. Yeah, no, it's super good. It really, really is really good. Really good. Julio says, man had a box of Infinity Stones, right? Some of them used them as paperweights. That was great. And the one security guard, the black chick, the big one who kept kicking Loki's ass. I knew I recognized her from somewhere. She was she was in the HBO series something country. Damn it. It was the sci-fi guy that made Cthulhu. Somebody help me out here. Lovecraft Country. Thank you, Julio. Yeah, Lovecraft Country. She was in that. She was the she was the older sister to the younger girl that was on the road with the main character. I forget the guy's name. Anyway, that was her. And I was like, now I know where she's from. Took me a while, but I was like, yo. Yeah, she was great. In that part, she kept kicking Loki's ass. That was like, it was good. It was good. Yeah, Lovecraft Country was great. Can't wait till that comes back. Loki, I think, is getting multiple seasons, Julio. So there you go. I know, what's her name? Elizabeth Olsen said that there are not going to be any more seasons of WandaVision. So what are you going to do? Ruby and Atticus. Thank you, Thomas Staten. Yes. But man, Loki was so much fun. Especially in the beginning. Oh, Loki was so much fun, man. I am burdened with glorious purpose. Ugh! Jesus. So good. That's so good. Let's see here. Kenneth says, got to look at Loki's face in every shocking moment. Yeah. Let's see. Julio says, them on Amazon is great. I've heard that. I haven't been able to see it yet, but I've heard it's awesome. Julio says, nah, I mean, Sweet Tooth better get more seasons. Oh, I know, right? Julio says they don't do it like Jupiter's Legacy. Oh. Fuck. That was a huge disappointment because I really liked Jupiter's Legacy. Season 1, it was ho-hum. But it was still a lot of fun. And knowing where the graphic novels were leading the story, I wanted to see more. I wanted to see the betrayals and the gore and all of it. And we're not going to see it anymore. Which sucks. Fucking blows. Yeah, it picks up mid-season. Yeah. They should have, I think they should have sped up the origin a lot more. They should have sped it up. I think that was probably one of the factors why it was just like, with a lot of people. But, yeah. I don't know. William Thompson says, what if I didn't know I was a robot, right? I'm not a robot. That was great. That whole intake process in the beginning with Loki was just so good. One dude's like, take a ticket. Jesus. So good. Who says that Coulson callback? Yeah, all the callbacks were great, right? All of the callbacks, man. Kenneth, yeah, ticket please. Yeah. Agents of Shield shit. Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. I think Loki definitely sets up a ton of stuff, right? Okay, so real quick, if you haven't seen the first episode of Loki, I'm not going to spoil anything. I am going to talk about one subtle tidbit. So be warned. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Fair warning. Here we go. The great multiversal war that they talked about. Secret Wars. Bet me money. Bet me money. Secret Wars. And knowing that there is the one sacred timeline, right? And knowing that the next Doctor Strange movie is called the Multiverse of Madness, what do you think that they're gonna set up in the future? Battle World, let's go! Battle World! Oh! I want to see it. I want to see a Battle World. Has to be done. That could be the next phase's endgame. A 2-part movie of just Battle World, Secret Wars, the whole 9. Yeah. Yep. I'm bet me money. Bet me money. Yeah, and Sam L. See? Sam? Right here, buddy. Sam even says that will probably be the end game of this phase and series. Yeah, exactly. Shit, let's go back to camera 1 because we're talking about this shit. But yeah, dude, like I'm looking at it and I'm like, multiversal war. That sounds interesting. I wonder what they mean. And then I'm like, no. And then they kept talking about, the Miss Minutes little cartoon thing, which was amazing. But talking about the one sacred timeline, the one timeline? Come on. Yeah. I would absolutely love to see Secret Wars. Love it. Julio says, bro, I said the same shit, right? Kenneth says it's a multiverse. Was. Now there's a sacred timeline. Sam L says, I'd love to see them do that. He says, I didn't even think about it, though. Yeah. Frudio B always says, Tim, late. Am disappoint. That's not my problem, Fudu. What's going on, buddy? William Thompson says TVA failed. Oh yeah. I think they might take an L at the end of this season. Honestly, I think it might be in the cards. Yeah. Julio says, God Emperor Doom. I don't know if they'd go that far, Julio. I don't know if they'd take it that far. I don't know. Brandon's with us over there on YouTube. He says, hey everyone, glad I could jump back on for a minute. What's going on, man? We're just talking about like Loki and Sweet Tooth and other stuff. I showed some of the paint and everything like that earlier, but we're just talking shit now until the end. So yeah. Hoolier says Loki calling it infinite power. Yeah, Doom takes control of the TVA. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if they go that far. I see a battle world. I see secret wars taking place. They might do it. I don't know. It's a wait and see, Thomas Staten says the actor who played Atticus, Jonathan Majors, was cast as Kang the Conqueror. Yes, that's going to be awesome. He's going to make his appearance in the next, Ant-Man and Wasp movie. So he's the villain in that movie, and then I guess he's going to continue playing kind of a big bad role, I guess throughout this next phase in the MCU, which is pretty cool. Hulu's like, what? Thomas Statton's like, yeah. Brandon's like, nice. I'm just walking back from hanging out with the HOA president of my sub. Nice. There you go. Getting good. But yeah, man. Secret Wars. I wouldn't be surprised if that's how they introduce mutants through not through Secret Wars, but let me rewind that. Through like the multiverse. I think that's been an ongoing theory. But yeah, I think that's something's got to trigger the mutations, right? Whether I don't know, the Eternals movie could be a big question mark, especially with mutants, right? Because you never know what's going to happen in that movie. Marvel's been so tight-lipped about that movie. We don't even know who the villain is, do we? I haven't heard anything. So yeah, we'll see, right? We'll see. Yeah, someone's got to trigger the mutants. And that could very well be the multiverse. It could be something that the Eternals do, right? I'm excited for the Eternals, Kenneth. He says, not sure if everyone are excited for the Eternals. I am. It introduces Black Knight. I think that's awesome. And I actually saw another rumor today online, and it wasn't from, mind you, it wasn't from a very reputable source either, so take this with a grain of salt. But the rumors of John Barenthal coming back as the Punisher in the MCU. And obviously, there's been Charlie Cox rumors about him coming back and reprising his role as Daredevil in the Spider-Man movies and stuff like that, and into the Spider-Verse and all that, which is another multiverse, type of thing. So, like, they've cast Alfred Molina, they've cast Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, and from what we've heard, they've cast Jamie Foxx as Electro. So there's going to be multi-universes at some point in the very, very near future in the MCU. But as the TVA says right now, there's only one sacred timeline. I think that's going to get fucked. Mark my words. I think that's going to get fucked. And I think that may be where the X-Men come into play. Something may get just snapped, within the multiverse, and shit just go awry all over the place. And like comics, the entire universe gets reset, like the New 52 or whatever. Or the Ultimates or something like that. It just clean slate, everything. Oh, hey, here's Captain America and Iron Man again. Oh, Black Widow, you're here too. Awesome. The team's back together. Something like that. But I don't think that'll happen because of contracts and shit. But I don't know, man. think X-Men will probably be introduced in a multiversal thing. Yeah. Yeah. William Thompson says, "What's a fish?" That shit was funny. Kid you not. Julio says they need X-Men and Fantastic Four to get to really get shit wild. Yeah. Yeah. Reed Richards, the what is it? The God, what is it? The Hall of Reeds or whatever it was. I forget the exact name of it, but where all the Reed Richards and all of the multiverses came together and they were all like figuring shit out and all that. That was cool. They need the Fantastic Four for that. Let's see. Kenneth says, not sure. Not sure if everyone's excited for Eternals. I am. Julio says, because Secret Wars with the current roster might be a little lackluster. Yeah, especially without Iron Man and Captain America and Black Widow and some of the other ones. Yeah, Black Panther. Yeah, it would be a bit lackluster. They need some badasses, basically. Thomas Staten says, one rumor is that this next phase will lead into an annihilation war. I don't know, man. I'd much rather see Secret Wars. At least first. You know? Yeah. Kenneth says, time for X-Men to come back. Yeah. I mean, that was 20 years ago, but yeah. Sam L says, I mean, they kind of hinted to it a bit with WandaVision. Yeah, no doubt. But they're just going to take it up many, many notches, you know? Many notches. Kenneth says Thanos returns. I think, and I may be mistaken, Kenneth, but I think Thanos only comes back in terms of like flashbacks. So you see like a young Thanos, right? Because the Eternals have been around for an eternity. So I think you see Thanos in his youth, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think he makes a proper comeback like, hey, I'm alive again. No, I think you see him in flashbacks from, back in the day. Pab says, I want to see Galactus. Me too. Thomas Staten says, Council of Reeds. That's what I was looking for. Thank you, Thomas. Julio says, shut up, Pabs. You are Galactus. LMAO. I want to see Onslaught. I don't know, man. Onslaught might be a little much, Pab says, I want to give me Secret Invasion. That'll definitely happen, but I think later down the line. I think they're planting the seeds for that with the Skrulls and everything. But I think that'll be post X-Men, post Fantastic Four type of material, because you need like Julio said, you need the X-Men and you need Fantastic Four to get really wild with shit. You do. Julio says, fuck all I want, Professor X Magneto monster. God damn. No, like I said, that might be a bit of a stretch, even for the MCU. But who knows? Who knows? I love where everything's going. I can't wait for Blade. With Mahershala Ali. Oh, he's going to be amazing. Because I loved the original Blade movies with Wesley Snipes, and rumor has it that Wesley Snipes is making some cameos in the new Blade movies. One rumor that I saw was that he's actually even up for the role of Whistler. I don't know. Worth a grain of salt. I don't know. But it would be awesome if he was. But yeah, I want to see Blade. I want to see how they do that. I want to see how they kind of pull in Morbius and everything and all of that. Yeah. Thomas Staten says, I'm calling it now. They'll introduce Ironheart and Armor Wars. I'm pretty sure that they were talking about that. if I'm not mistaken. That might have been a rumor, but I don't know. Kenneth says, you mean butter knife? CML, that's what I heard as well, is that Snipes will be in the new one in some way. Yeah. And it's awesome that he's down for it, you know? Like, I just love it when they bring back, like, the actors that used to play the characters in some way, like back in the day, like in a reboot. The way that Lou Ferrigno came back in the one of the Hulk movies and stuff. I just love that throwback, man. It's just so good. I don't know. It just seems fitting in a way, right? It just seems fitting. But yeah. So I mean, dude, the MCU is just it's going to be very, very interesting to see where it goes. I love these Disney Plus series. I can't wait for Moon Knight. And that's, I was getting to that, but that's John Barenthal. The rumor is that John Barenthal is reprising his role as Punisher in the upcoming Moon Knight series. And he's going to initially be fighting Moon Knight, but then they team up afterwards. Now, mind you, like I said, not a very reputable source, so take it with a grain of salt. Probably not true. I'd love to see John Barenthal back as Punisher. I think he was perfect as Frank Castle. Just like Charlie Cox was perfect as Daredevil, Matt Murdock. I even loved Luke Cage, and I even liked Iron Fist. The first season of Iron Fist was like, second season of Iron Fist was actually really, really good, and I was really excited to see what they were going to do with that. But then Netflix just all the Marvel series. So what are you going to do? But I really liked Luke Cage. Really liked Luke Cage. That was good. That was some good shit. You want some coffee? Smooth motherfucker, man. Anyway, you guys, it's that time. Friday night, midnight's here. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah? Call it a week. Let's enjoy the weekend. So, with that being said, if you're interested in any of the tools and materials that we work with on a nightly basis, man, hit up the Amazon link below in the description. I do get a bit of a commission based off the stuff that you buy, but it does not increase the cost for you. It just goes to help support the stream. Go check it out. Like I said, tools and materials, books for inspiration, gear for photography, ends for streaming. A lot of cool stuff in there. I add stuff all the time, so keep checking it. If you want to rock one of these Titans t-shirts, man, go hit up www.chowdamecha.com. Hit the store button up at the top. You will find this shirt and many more, including the Mecha Decal Insignia series, the Ace Pilot series. You'll also find hats and prints of my work. And if you really, really, really want to show your support for what we do here, man, go hit up the Chowda Mecha Patreon. A lot of cool stuff going on over there. Giveaways, hangouts, exclusive posts, workflows, work-throughs, videos, all sorts of stuff. A lot more pictures and things of stuff that don't make it to the normal social media channels. So if you have the ability and the inclination to do so, man, show your support. It's greatly appreciated. And as always, if you're looking for kits, tools, paints, accessories, Mecha Decals, sheets 1, 2, and 3, soon to be 4, they're in stock and shipping now, right down yonder at USA Gundam Store. Adam and the fine crew down there will definitely have what you need. So, next week I'll be back here on Monday. I hope to have a bunch more done on this. I don't know. I might just sleep the entire weekend. I'm tired, you guys. And I gotta paint, still paint the house and stuff like that. So who knows how much we're gonna get done. I hope to have most of these parts at least base coated by then, if not further along. But again, I'm not gonna make any promises because I don't want to make a promise I can't keep. So yeah. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful, safe weekend. But most importantly, build something cool. All right. See you guys.